So let's talk a little bit about how we're using these technologies. So in this graph right here, first of all, on the left we have the number of millions of unique users of these different sites in the European Union. And then on the right we have the monthly time that people are actually spending on these sites. And so what we see on the left is that Facebook is right up there as a key competitor, right, with people like Google and Yahoo and YouTube. But what's particularly striking on the right is that they're far and away a leader in terms of the actual time that people are spending on this site. Right? So people are spending 5 times more time on Facebook than Google, right? That's an interesting trend that we can observe. So is this time wasted that people are spending on these social networks? We don't necessarily know that, right? But people are spending all this time on networks. It's taking time away from something else, right? And so something to consider is, what is it taking time away from? This is something that's certainly worthy of future investigation and further consideration. All right, so another interesting fact, these are results from a survey that was presented to individuals in the United States and the United Kingdom. So people were asked if they thought that social networks were a form of entertainment. And so we see that on average, right, we had like over 50% of people in the United States and the United Kingdom saying that they were a form of entertainment. But there's also a large number of people who are saying that they're not, right, necessarily. So people are using these networks, these technologies, for a vast different array of purposes and reasons. So it's something that we need to get a better understanding of, right? Get a better grip on what exactly is going on and how people are using these. All right, so here we look at the distribution of users of these networks in the European Union. We're looking on the left at 2008, and what we see there is that the vast majority of the users are coming from this 23 to 35 age bracket, right? So kind of concentrated in that lower demographic. And then if you look to the right, we see 2010, and we see a flattening of that distribution, right? So we see more people, a broader range of ages, using these technologies, right? So they're having an important impact across a wider range of the population. So this is an interesting fact here, right? So 48% of 18 to 30-year-olds are checking Facebook right when they wake up in the morning. 28% are checking their Facebook on their smartphones before they even get out of bed, right? So that's kind of a striking number, right? So people, before they even have their coffee in the morning, are checking Facebook to see what's going on with their friends and colleagues. So we know that many people use these social network sites for entertainment. Clearly, they're very important to people, but are they a waste of time? We don't know. How exactly are people using them and what for? All right, so recently we've seen kind of the emergence of this term, I'm a social networking addict, I'm a Facebookaholic. I spend so much time on these sites, people are checking them first thing in the morning. So, and there's even a book. This was on Amazon, Help, I'm a Facebookaholic. It's actually a book that you can buy on Amazon. So is this, a scientific term? Probably not, right? But it's gaining traction and people are talking about it. And so there's something to it probably, right? There's the fact that people are spending so much time on these technologies that we can talk about being addicted to them. So is this a good thing or a bad thing? We don't know that, right? But clearly this is a communication platform that's having a huge impact on people's day-to-day lives and activities.